In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can use iDMS to make updates to member types and even bring in activities at the same time. So the first step we'll want is to have an IQA. And in this case, we're just having an IQA that's finding associate members. And so if we take a look at this, we'll notice that it's just using the net contact business object. Our filters, we're filtering is member. We want that to be yes. Member type, we're specifying specifically associate member. Now, this could be all members. This could be a prompt that allows you to select an IDMS, so it's up to you. And then the paid through, less than at date. And if we take a quick look at our columns, in our display, we'll have today's date. So we're going to do the get date, and I'll show you why this is important once we jump into iUpdate. And so if we take a quick glance at the results here, we'll notice that there are a handful of people who are associate members when they have a paid through in the past. So they're getting member benefits, which is not good. So we want to update their member type to a non-member. To the iMIS Data Management Suite, specifically we'll be using iUpdate. And so from here, what we'll do is we will just go and find where that IQA lives in iMIS. And we'll select it. And I could be doing just an update because I'm just changing their member type, but I'm actually going to take it a step further and do an insert update because down the road, we may find it helpful to create an activity so people know why the member type was changed and when it was changed, so we don't lose track of that historical data. This is something iMIS does not do. So we'll go ahead and do insert and or update data. From here, we're just going to do our mappings. So the first one we want to tackle is the updating of member type. So we'll do the iMIS ID goes to the ID column in our IQA, and we're going to match on that. That's telling the product we want this ID to be updated. Then we'll add member type. Member type, it could have been a column in our IQA, but you can actually hard code values in this input field. And so we're going to make everybody a non-member. So that tackles the updating of the member type. Now we're going to insert an activity as well. So we'll go ahead and use the activities source and then activity type. We are going to once again hard code drop. So that's the drop activity type, and we're going to match on this. Next, we'll do transaction date, and we're going to select today's date. So that's where that get date SQL function in our IQA is going to be helpful. And we'll also be matching on this as well. And then the last thing is we're going to put a description. So in this, we're just going to put lapsed membership. It could really be whatever you want as well. And we're just going to save that. So those are the mappings that we need to have in order to accomplish updating the member type as well as inserting that activity. Now, I could submit this right now, but the power behind iSchedule is we don't want to run this manually. We don't want to take time out of our day to remember to do that. So we are going to have it scheduled to run in the background. So we'll schedule it as a task. And so we'll give it a name, and we'll also, in this case, say drop activity as well. We could give a description, and then the most important part is scheduling it to run. So in this case, we'll run it every hour on the hour. However, based on your business practices, you can change that frequency. So you could have it be hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, completely up to you. So we'll select every hour and we'll hit save. And so from here, we'll save, and you'll notice that it is set to run at 5. However, the unique thing with iSchedule is we can actually run it. So I'm going to go ahead and run it and show you what this looks like in iMIS. So we'll just continue with insert update. And what it's doing now is it is reading the rows in our IQA. It is finding a match on the iMIS ID, and it is creating that drop activity. And you'll notice that it is now done. So what we'll do is we'll jump right back to iMIS. We'll rerun this just to show that we now have no associate members with a paid through in the past. They have all been updated accordingly. And if we go and we find a specific contact in here, we have this ID for Rob. And if we take a look at Rob's record, we will notice that they are now not an associate member. They have been updated to a non-member, which we can see here. And then if we take a jump over to the activity history, the activity tab we have, we'll notice at the top, there's that drop activity along with that reason. So this will give you insights and historical data and be able to track drop activities as well as make sure your data is clean at the end of the day.